This is your World War III update. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long, long time. And I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you were listening to one of these social media talking heads, podcasters, geopolitical analysts, and they're telling you how bad things are and how bad things are going to get, and they're not accompanying that with, hey, you should probably make sure you have the bare essentials covered as it pertains to preparedness, then I would venture to say that those people may be incredibly knowledgeable, but they don't understand the information. There's a difference. And if they are not advising you to have those bases covered, then I would question whether or not they believe what they're saying at all. And I usually don't initiate a video anymore with the generic preparedness prescription of, hey, you need to go and stock up on food, water, ammo, medicine, gasoline, and gold and silver and those types of things, because it seems like such introductory advice at this point that I forget that 90% of the population still needs that motivation to do that because they don't have those bases covered. And I'm here to tell you now that if you don't have those bases covered, you are behind, okay? You are way behind at this point. I want to motivate you in this video to get out there and do what you got to do to at least be slightly ahead of the curve for what's potentially
I hope that you folks have been paying attention and getting yourselves ready. Getting yourselves ready and prepared isn't just buying stuff, and I've been telling you, like food, ammo, those prices are going to be going up. You should probably make sure you're stocking up on those things, but everything's going to go up. But it's more than just that. It's more than just skills. It's also making sure that your equipment is operational.
To tell you that you need to get your houses in order is like telling you that you should arrange the deck chairs on the sinking Titanic at this time. In these days that are like the days of Noah. What good would it have done for someone in Noah's day to stock up on supplies? The only move to make right now is to get in the ark. And you would think that people who often say, as in the days of Noah, would know that. Let me read part of this last chapter of 2nd Esdras to you, just to reconfirm the memo. The beginning of groaning and an abundance of sighing, the beginning of famine, and I'm sure you all see that a-coming, don't you? And many will perish, the beginning of wars, and powerful ones will be afraid, the beginning of disasters, and all will be terrified. What will they do when the disasters come? Look, a plague of famine has been sent out, and the distress it inflicts is like a whip, a punishment for discipline. But in the midst of all these, they won't turn from their sins and won't keep the plagues in mind. Sounds familiar, huh? Look, in a short time, provisions will be so cheap on earth that people will think that peace has been established for them. But then disasters will blossom all over the earth. That first part about the cheap provisions, I'm pretty sure that time has passed, truth seeker. The sword and famine, they will lack life's necessities, and the sword will scatter those who survive the famine. The dead will be tossed out like dung, and there will be no one to console them, for the earth will be left abandoned, and its cities will be cast down. No farmer will be left to till the ground or to sow seed upon it. Trees will yield fruit, but who will harvest them? Grapes will ripen, but who will gather them? There will be vast, empty wastelands. A person will want to see another human being and hear his voice. 10 will survive out of an entire city, out of a field, only 2 who have hidden themselves in dense groves. And fissures in the rocks will be left. As 3 or 4 olives are left on individual trees in an olive orchard, or as in a vineyard that has been harvested, a few clusters are left by those who diligently search the vineyard. So in those days 3 or 4 will be left by those who search house to house with the sword. The earth will be left desolate, and its fields will be taken over by thorn bushes. And its roads and all its paths will sprout thorns, because sheep won't pass on them. Virgins will mourn, having no bridegrooms. Women will mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters will mourn, having no support. Their grooms will be killed in war, and their husbands will perish from famine. Listen to these things and understand them, you servants of Yahuwah. Here is Yahuwah's word. Accept it. Don't disbelieve the things that Yahuwah speaks about. Look, the disasters are approaching and won't be delayed. A woman in the 9th month of pregnancy, when the hour of giving birth arrives, experiences great pains around her womb for 2 or 3 hours beforehand. But when the infant is ready to come forth from the womb, she doesn't delay for a moment. In the same way, these disasters won't delay to come forth on the earth, but the world will groan and pangs will envelop it. Hear the word, my people. Prepare yourselves for battle, and in the midst of disasters be like strangers on earth. Let the person who sells be like a person who is about to run away, and let the person who buys be like a person who is about to lose. So do you understand? All these preps do you no good, and they only enrage the Most High against you. And we're going to read that here in just a moment. None of those things, nothing you can buy or build, in no way can you prepare for what's coming except for getting into the ark. And if you're a lover of the word, it tells you that the ark in these latter days is the mountain of the Most High, Mount Sion. And no, it's not in the Middle East, it's in Utah. It's the only escape. So he's telling you, let the person who sells be like a person who is about to run away, and a person who buys be like a person who is about to lose. You shouldn't be buying anything unless it's something that can get you to the mountain. Let one who does business be as one who makes no profit. One who builds as one who won't get to live in the building. One who sows as one who will not reap. One who prunes as one who will not harvest. Those who get married as people who will have no children. And those who don't marry as though they were widowed. Because those who toil for no reason. Foreigners will gather their fruits, plunder their wealth, knock down their houses, and take their children captive. For in captivity and hunger they will produce their offspring. Those who transact business do so only to be plundered. The longer they adorn their cities and houses, possessions and persons, the more I will be enraged against them on account of their sins, says Yahuwah. Just as a proper and good woman is enraged at a woman who is promiscuous, so justice will be enraged against sin when it tries to make itself beautiful and will accuse it to its face, since he who defends will come hunting up sins on the earth. Therefore, don't be like it or its ways. Look, just a little longer, and sin will be removed from the earth, and justice will rule over us. Let sinners not deny that they have sinned, for the Most High will burn coals of fire over the head of those who say, I haven't sinned before the Most High and His glory. Now that part right there is vital, truth seeker. You see, most people believe that, most Christians, all the Christians, they believe that the Most High is going to come and snatch them up one day because they've done the right thing. They've said the right words. They've accepted. They're not liars. They're not murderers. They're whatever. They're not thieves. But the only thing that's going to declare you righteous is your belief, your faith. So you have to move your feet and come to the mountain, just like His word tells us to do. You have to actually follow the Lamb. You can't just say you follow the Lamb, but in reality, you're following after Baal, paganry, Babylon. Look, Yahuwah knows all the works of humanity, their devices, their plotting, and their hearts. He said, let the earth be made, and it was made. Let the heaven be made, and it was made. At His word the stars were established, and He knows their number. He examines the abyss and its treasuries. He measures the sea and its contents. He shut up the sea in the midst of the waters and suspended the earth over the waters by His word. He stretched out the heaven like a vaulted ceiling and sank its pillars into the waters. He put springs of water in the desert and lakes on the tops of the mountains to send forth rivers from on high so that the earth might drink. He formed the human being and put a heart in the middle of his body and gave him spirit, life, and intelligence. And the breath of the Most High, Almighty, who made all things and examines the things that are hidden in dark corners. He certainly knows your designs and what you think in your hearts. How terrible it will be for those who sin and want to hide their sins. Yahuwah will certainly examine all their works and will put you all on parade. You will be put to shame when your sins are paraded before people. Your own sins will stand up as your accusers on that day. What will you do? How will you hide your sins before the Most High and His glory? Look, the Most High is judge. Fear Him. Stop sinning and forget your wicked practices, never again to commit them. Then the Most High will lead you out and deliver you from all tribulation. And now see, that was key. Lead you out. The reason people aren't willing to be led out and back to the true Mount Zion is because they won't put down their practices, their rituals. Every winter, they get the Christmas tree, put it up in their living room. Here in a few weeks, they're going to get their Easter egg baskets out and celebrate Ishtar. They can't put down the rituals. And the Most High pours out His Spirit on whom He chooses. But He's not going to choose you because His Word tells us that. He's not going to choose you if you are chin deep in Babylon. That means you are his enemy if you do that. If you're chin deep in the image of the beast, if you still think that those murderers, those pedos over there are the chosen, you're in over your head. And you lack the understanding, the awareness of what the Bible has told us. You have to be let out. He's not going to snatch you, but you have to move your feet and come out physically. Look, the rage of a large crowd will be stirred up against you. They will take some of you and try to feed you meat that was sacrificed to idols. Those who consent to this will be mocked and disgraced by them and trampled underfoot. There will be great uprisings against those who fear Yahuwah in many places and in neighboring cities. People will be like maniacs on account of their own distress. They will spare no one, seeking to plunder and destroy those who still fear Yahuwah. There's only one escape, like I told you. It's right here on Mount Zion. Do the research, and you're going to see. There'll be no safe place, no hiding place for you on earth except for this spot. They will destroy and rob their possessions and throw them out of their own homes. In that time, the genuine commitment of my chosen ones will be shown as gold that is tested by fire. Now that statement is repeated throughout the Bible. And what he's talking about is if you're committed, you're going to be on Mount Zion. You'll be in Zion, in Jerusalem, on the feast days. That is how you show your loving commitment to the Most High. If you don't show up to Zion on the feast days, 3 times a year, baby, that Zion frequency, if you ain't on that 441 hertz frequency, you're not committed to him. You're committed to the image of the beast, to Babylon, to your wife, Little League, whatever it is that's got you occupied. That's what you're committed to. And when you come to Zion, that is that fire walk. That's how you prove your love. That's how you are refined, because your commitment means that there's nothing that's going to keep you from going to the dwelling place of the mighty Most High. Listen, my chosen ones, says Yahuwah, the days of distress are at hand, and I will deliver you from these. Don't fear or hesitate. Don't hesitate, true seeker, for the Most High is your leader. You who keep my commandments, and the commandments are that you're here in Zion 3 times a year. You who keep my commandments and my precepts, says Yahuwah, the mighty Most High, don't let your sins drag you down, and don't let wickedness get the upper hand over you. How terrible it will be for those who are choked up by their sins and covered over by their iniquities, as a field is choked by overgrowth and its paths are covered over by thorns, so that a human being can't